Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakai HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom, shalom. This your brother Quanawath with the Great Millstone Charlotte Camp. Coming with another quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And this morning, man, I wanted to touch on this article, because we see, as brothers often say, all roads are leading to the MOTB, man. All roads are leading to that charagma. And what has to happen, for that to take place? This current money system and infrastructure has to be done away with, right? They have to cause this all to fail. The rulers of this world, right, are destroying their monetary system in order to implement, this new global monetary system, man, right? Now, this article reads from Natural News. The international monetary system will collapse, warns James Rickards. It is not a matter of if, but when, right? Because we all know, these dollars, right? These euros and whatever other paper money, so like is out there, is in the way of the globalist, the world coins and all these other digital currencies that are backed by the central banks, man. Right? Now, just reading a little bit in here, it says financial expert James G. Rickards is sounding the alarm about an impending collapse of the international monetary system. A lawyer and investment banker with 50 years of experience in monetary economics, Rickards says we are at war, right? Because it's the so-called elites, versus the rest of the people, right? But it's really them versus the elect, right? And you Israelites out there, right? The hopeful elect, because they're attempting to push all of this in order to eventually bring the MOTB, that charagma, into the mainstream, right? It says, this is the beginning title of a new piece he wrote about the falling house of cards known as global finance. The existing world order, which is based on currencies like the United States dollar and the European euro, is on its last legs, and very soon, Rickards warns, all this backed by nothing paper money will go bye-bye, and replacing it with an entirely new paradigm, right? And that paradigm is what? That digital currency, man, right? The CBDCs, the world coins, all these things are going to be replacing the paper money, right? In order to what? Have more control, to have access to people's spending habits, and ultimately, push people into taking that implantable buy or sell device, man, right? It says the existing world order, which is based on fiat currencies like the United States dollar and the European euro, is on its last legs. Very soon, Rickards warns, all this backed by nothing paper money will go bye-bye, and replacing it with an entirely new paradigm, but not without a total collapse between, right? And that's what we're about to face in the near future, man. A complete collapse of this monetary system, which is going to force people into accepting these new ways, man. That's pretty much the point. I'm gonna put the Lord will I remember put this in the description because it's still a good read. But the point, we're seeing this collapse coming in order for them to push, these digital currencies, right, which are ultimately going to lead to continuing in this technocracy, where people are paying with their palms and irises and fingerprints and facial recognition, and ultimately they're taking that CHIP, man, right? the grain of rice. Now, let's go here. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, and we'll start in verse 5, right? Because we understand that this is a global, what's the word? It's going to be a global phenomenon when all this money begins to lose its value, man. When all the system begins to collapse, right? It says, yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, being these philosophies, right? All the world has adopted the ways of Babylon the Great, as well as the U.S. dollar, right? He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And they want to gain even more control, through these digital currencies, man. And then the ultimate control is when they put that digital all inside the people, man, right? Because that would signify complete ownership, right? It reads, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, right? Because the global debt is, going into that thick clay, right? They say it's nearing, I believe it was like $2.4 quadrillion, man, right? So this is an unpayable amount of debt. To who? Who knows, man, right? Because everybody owes everybody. So the debt itself is a imaginary construct, but having that debt is what's about to cause this entire international money system to crumble, man. And they're going to use that as an excuse to push these new currencies, right? Let me see here. Let's get this here. In Zephaniah chapter 1. Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 10. And it shall come to pass that in that day the Lord shall be, saith the Lord, that there shall be a noise of a cry from the fish gate, and a howling from the second, and a crashing from the great hills, going into the stock markets, man, right? All these financial institutions, falling to pieces, because they're in the midst of trying to transition as well. But the all control is going to be centralized, man. It's not going to be any more independence. What's the word? Independent financiers and things of that nature, man. It's all going to come through, the federal governments, right? And ultimately the global elitist, man. It says, Salakia. It says how, Salakia, where are we at? Verse 11. How ye inhabitants of Mektesh, for all the merchant people are cut down, and all they that bear silver are cut off. Because you stockbrokers, you financial, what's the word? Experts. All these people that report on the financial futures, man. They're seeing this place continue to fall, man, continue to decline. And America is going to take the biggest hit of all, right? Because America is the only country that has no actual tangible resources, man. So our money isn't backed by anything, right? So once this thing falls, they're going to have to quickly, rush into the central bank digital currencies, man, or whatever digital currency and whatever technological means, are available, because the U.S. dollar is going to be so devalued, right? Let's get that in Ezekiel. Because what we're seeing is them preparing the whole world for this new world order, man, right? And they're pushing this, again, as I keep saying, for the MOTB infrastructure, man. right? So all the money that people have, the cash, is about to be worthless, right? In all denominations, as it said, the Chinese yuan, the Russian ruble, even though they got the digital ruble now, the U.S. dollar, the regardless of what the Fed coin says, right? Because it's all going, everything is about to turn to the central banks, man. You know, if you thought the Fed coin coming in, it was an invasion. Imagine what the global implications of the central bank digital currency is going to be, man. Right? Slovakia. This is Ezekiel 7 and verse 19. And it reads, They shall cast their silver in the streets. Slovakia. And their gold shall be removed. Their silver and gold, and because it's going to be worthless, man. Right? This money, like it says, they're going to throw it in the streets in NLT like worthless trash, man. Just like in Venezuela, just like in all these other countries in the past where their money has devalued immensely, man. Right? That's what's coming to America. That's what's coming to over there in Europe. That's what's coming to other countries in South America. Because as the elder Ariella had gone into a while back, the U.S. dollar is the driving force of the global economy. So once it collapses, the globe collapses, man. So they have to have these things ready to go, right? These different systems and in place in order to capitalize off that collapse, man. Right? And in the midst of that, it's gonna be all out chaos and all out hell out here, right? To put fear in the people into ultimately taking that device, man, right? Because they're gonna treat it as a means of salvation. Let's get that, and we'll close out. I don't want to make this too long. This is Revelation 13 and 16. This is Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And how's he causing, man? Right? It's going to him constituting this thing. And how's he going to be constituting it? Once the once the paper money loses its value, right? The American dollar or the thought of the American dollar loses its value, and all these other currencies lose their value, right? They're gonna make it mandatory, for everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive that device in order to have some semblance of what's the word, monetary stability, right? Because that's what people are gonna be chasing, right? It says they shall receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, being those CHIPs, man, right? And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, right? So, buying and selling is the trademark of this beast, man, right? If it's a device that goes inside of your body that's gonna help you buy or sell, then that's what it is, man, right? Whether it be the brain chips, whether it be the hand chips, or whatever other means they have coming in the future, man, right? But all these things are going to be coming as a result of the collapse of the monetary system. As we read in that article, just going back to the title, the international money system or monetary system will collapse. And what that collapse is going to lead to is the pushing of the MOTB, man, right? Through these digital currencies, right? Through the chaos that's going to amount as a result of all this money losing value, right? So they're going to, as brother go into order ab chaos, the order out of chaos, they're going to present this new order, through the chaos that comes from the collapse of the monetary system, right? So, I pray that lesson was edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. I want to close by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect Shalom, shalom. Wa, Kwame Asharala, and the Bob Ball, man. DTA soon. We almost out of here. Shalom.